Today's story is the heavenly wedding. The heavenly wedding. Heaven up there and wedding. Dun, 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 dun. The heavenly wedding. Okay. A long time ago, many years ago, I'm just thinking maybe it was about 400 or 500 years ago, many years ago. There was a boy, and he was a poor boy. He was a poor boy. He was a peasant. Peasant. He was a peasant. He was a peasant boy. Peasant means farmer, farmer's child. So he was a peasant boy. He worked on the farm, vegetable field. Okay, so he was a peasant boy, and he was a good boy. He was a good boy, and he worked hard, and he helped his father on the field, and he helped his mother in the house, and he was a good, hard-working, industrious boy. Okay, he was a good boy. So he went to church every Sunday. He was a very religious boy. He believed in God, and he wanted to be a good boy. Okay, and so he went to church every Sunday. So he went to church every Sunday, and one Sunday, when he was still about 10 years old, okay, he went to church and he listened to the priest talk. You know, priest is like this. Okay. Priest is a person who gives a speech to the members of the church. He speaks to the people who comes to, people sit here in church, and people, he talks to people. He talks about teaching of the church. Okay, he talks about what love is. He talks about we need to be kind to people, and he talks about it is a good idea to be honest and things like that. So he talks to the member of the church. Yeah, it is called sermon. Sermon is the speech that the priest gives. He is a priest. Priest. He's a priest. So, the young boy, the peasant boy, one Sunday went to church, and he heard a priest talk. Priest talked, gave a speech to the members of the church. And then he said, if you want to go to heaven, if you really want to, if you not just, well, it would be a good idea, no, if you really want, if you desire, okay, desire means you really want, okay, if you desire to enter heaven, kingdom of heaven, if you want to go to God when you die, okay, if you really want to go to heaven, he said, you must go straight. You must go straight onward, he said. Don't deviate from the right way. If there's a good straight road, okay, straight road. Don't go to this way, or go this way. Don't go this way and tell a lie. Don't go this way and steal somebody's property. He said, go straight. Onward. Onward means go on and on and on, okay? Forward. He said, go straight onward and do not turn sideways. Okay, turn sideways. Don't turn sideways. Don't turn aside. Just go straight. The priest said in the church. The boy listened, and he thought he wanted to go to heaven. I bet he wanted to go to heaven because it was hard. It was a hard living as a peasant boy. It was, he was hungry, and he was cold, and he was sad, and he was not happy. So he really wanted to go to heaven, yeah? And so after he heard the priest talked about go straight onward, okay? He decided to start walking straight, not to go sideways to the right or to the left, but just go straight, walk straight. So what happened was he left home because he wanted to go to heaven. He had a house, he had a small house, I bet you, and then he left. And he just walked straight. He walked straight. Now there was a hill, no, it's not a mountain, okay, it's a hill. It's not as big as a mountain, it's a hill. He went up the hill and down the valley, okay, this is the valley, and up the hill, and he walked and walked and walked straight. He didn't go to the right, he didn't go to the left, he just went on straight. And then finally, when he was walking, yeah, he came to a big city. He came to a big city. Now, he came to a big city. This poor peasant boy came to a big city, and when he came to a big city, he came to this big church. There was this big church. Okay? There was this big church. So he came to this place and he went inside. When he went inside, there was music was going on. The people were singing. The organ, the piano, the organ was being played. Somebody was playing the organ, and the people were singing, da 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 da, singing. And the priest was giving a sermon, and to him, he thought it was wonderful. He thought this was magnificent. It was a magnificent service because it was a big church, and so they were giving a very wonderful, magnificent means wonderful, great, a wonderful and great, beautiful church service. Okay, talking, a speech, big speech, and a beautiful music, singing, and whatever, I don't know. But they were having a great service, church service. The boy went inside and he thought, wow, this is beautiful. The music is beautiful. The building is beautiful. he thought he came to heaven. He thought he came to heaven. And so after the service, lots of people were here, but they all went outside. They went home. Everybody went home. The church members went home. But the boy was here, and he did not want to leave. He didn't want to go home. And so this priest, there was this priest. There was this priest. This priest. Priest had a clerk. Clerk is a person who works for him. Clerk. Church clerk. Yeah. There was a clerk who worked for the bishop, for the priest. The clerk came to him and said to the boy, "Hey, the church service is over. It is finished. So you must go home." The clerk said to the boy. The boy said, "No, I am not leaving. I finally came to heaven. I want to stay here," the boy said to the clerk. The clerk went to the went to the priest, and he said to the priest, "There is this child, a peasant boy, who thinks this church is heaven. The boy says he doesn't want to go home. He wants to stay." So the priest, he came to the boy and he said to the boy, "Do you want to stay?" And the boy said, "Yes, I want to stay." And the priest said, "Can you work? Do you want to work in this church?" And the boy said, "Yes, I am used to working. I work all the time. I will work here," the boy said. The priest said, "Do you have a desire to work? Do you have inclination to work?" Inclination means to have a desire to work. "Do you want to work here?" And the boy said, "Yes, I will work." So the boy began to stay in this church. Now, in this church, there was a statue. Statue. Okay, statue is like a big figure. It was a statue of the Virgin Mary. Virgin Mary. Okay, Virgin Mary is a mother of Jesus Christ. Okay, and so this is the woman. It's a woman who had a baby, and the baby's name is Jesus Christ. But anyway, Jesus. This is a woman's statue. It was carved in wood. Carved in wood. It was not a bronze statue. It was a wooden statue. Okay, so it was carved. It was sculpted from wood. Sculpture, the sculptor makes some kind of figure using wood. Yeah, and they have a knife and they carve, they cut and carve, and they make a figure. They make a object. So it was a statue of the Virgin Mary, and the Virgin Mary was carrying a baby. Okay, it was a statue. Now people came, the church members, they came, and they let's see, Yeah. They knelt. Okay, they kneel and knelt. Okay, they knelt means here is a shoes, so it's a knee, and this is a okay. I can probably write it better. Let's see. Okay, and da da da. Okay, so this is kneeling, and they are praying. Pray, they pray to God. Yeah. So people kneel. This is a knee. This is a knee. Right here is a knee. So knelt. People knelt and prayed to the Virgin Mary. Yeah. The boy saw people came and knelt and prayed to Virgin Mary. But when the boy came and looked at the statue, he thought the Virgin Mary, the statue, looked very, very thin. Thin means, when you don't eat much, you lose weight, and you become, if your regular weight is, I don't know how much, but 60 kilos, if you don't eat enough, you lose weight, and you become 55 kilos, and then you become 50 kilos, and you become 45 kilos, and you lose weight, and you become thin, yeah? And so the boy thought the statue was very, very thin. He thought nobody gave the statue any food. So the boy said to the statue, he said, "How thin you are," he said. Let me erase this. Okay. How thin you are, he said. How thin you are. The boy said, "From today, I will share my dinner with you," he said. He said, "I will give you half my dinner." Okay, half. Half is one half. Okay, 50%. Half my dinner. Okay, dinner is the biggest meal of the day. So he said, I will give you half my dinner. And so from that day, he brought food, half of his food, to the Virgin Mary. Guess what? The statue accepted it. The statue accepted it. The paper says, the text says, I don't know what it means. The statue accepted it means the statue liked it. The statue took the food. I don't know how it's possible because it's a wooden statue, but the Virgin Mary accepted it. Okay? And so every day the boy brought half of his dinner and gave the statue his food. Guess what? A few weeks later, that means 14 to 21 days later, people noticed that the statue was getting fatter. The statue was looking healthier. Statue was looking stronger and stout. Stout means a little bit fat, okay, and strong. So, stout. Stout and stronger, larger and stout. People began to wonder. Strange. The wooden statue is getting bigger and looking stronger and healthier. Everybody wondered. Strange. I wonder why. They wondered. So, one day, the priest followed the boy. He thought there was something a little bit strange about the boy. So the priest followed the boy. And then he saw the boy was giving food to the Virgin Mary. And the priest thought, wow, he was amazed. Now, a few weeks later, the boy became sick. Boy became sick and he went to bed. He could not wake up. He could not wake up for 8 days. When he was sleeping in bed, he thought about the Virgin Mary. He was sad because he could not share his food with the Virgin Mary. But he could not get up because he was sick. But after 8 days, he recovered. Recover means he became better. He got, the sickness is gone. He's now healthy. He's good, okay? He recovered. So he came to the Virgin Mary and he said to her, Dear God, he said to her, Dear God, I am sorry. I could not get up. I was sick for 8 days. You probably thought it was strange that I was not coming. You probably thought that it was amiss. Amiss. Amiss is strange, unusual. Okay, what something is wrong. You must have thought there was amiss that I was not coming, but I was sick, he said. Then the Virgin Mary spoke. Wow. Virgin Mary, she spoke. Let's see. I'm going to draw a picture of our Virgin Mary. Virgin Mary. Virgin Mary. She spoke. She said, I know your good will. Good will. Okay? I know you think your heart is good. I know your good will. She said, that is enough. She said, oh. She said, that is enough. You have good heart for me, and that is good enough, she said. She said, next Sunday, you and I will go to heavenly wedding, she said. You and I, next Sunday, you and I will go to the heavenly wedding. Do you want to come with me to the heavenly wedding? She said to the boy. Okay? Well, the boy said, yes, of course. I want to go to the heavenly wedding with you, he said. Okay. So, the next day, the boy said to the priest, he repeated means he said the same thing to the priest. He said to the priest, Virgin Mary is taking me to the heavenly wedding next Sunday. He said to the priest. The priest said, can I come with you? Can I come too? Can I go with you? He said. So the boy went to the Virgin Mary and he asked her, can the priest come with us too? Can he come with us too? The Virgin Mary said, no. She said, you alone. She said, you alone. You alone. You alone. Only you, she said. Well, the next Sunday, the boy came to church. Well, he was outside, so, okay. Next Sunday, the boy was in church, but he fell down. He fell down, and he died. Virgin Mary came and took the boy to heaven, and she took him to the eternal wedding. She took him to the eternal wedding. Eternal means forever. So forever and ever. So she took him to eternal wedding. That means the poor boy was sad and unhappy and hungry and cold. And finally he came to this church and he thought it was heaven, but it was not heaven because it was a earthly church. But he was so good to the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary took pity on him, and so she took him with her to heaven, and he will be eternally happy. He will be forever happy. The end.